Hey there, this is Miss Johnson, and we're looking at question 4 on homework that's due on September 22nd, 2017. Number 4 says the shaded portion of the model below represents a number greater than 1. So we have this model and this model. This whole right here is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 parts. This model is also divided into 10 parts. I need to write a decimal number that represents the shaded model above. And this is just a little hint that the whole is divided into 10 parts. A good way for me to get a good understanding of this is by writing the fraction out to the side. We agree that that this model is divided into 10 parts, and out of those 10 parts, a total of 10 are shaded. 10 tenths is a special fraction. It's known as a whole fraction. A fraction not only represents parts of a whole, but it also represents division. So we can think of this as 10 divided by 10, and 10 divided by 10 is 1. So this is the same thing. 10 tenths is equivalent to 1 whole. Looking at this next model right here, it's still part of it. It's divided into 10 parts, so that's how I determine my denominator. I determine my numerator by counting the number of shaded parts. So right here, I have 7 out of 10 parts. The way that I want to think about this mathematically is, if I have all the parts shaded in this first model, that represents 1 whole. In the second model, I don't have enough to make another whole. So the value is going to be greater than 1, but less than 2. We agreed that this is a whole fraction, which is equal to 1. So I have exactly one group of 1. Now this is a fraction, and I have 10 parts, and we call this 7 tenths. What I'm going to do is I am going to look for the place. That's the tenths, and that's just the first place to the right of the decimal. This is the tenths place. And I'm going to write the digit that represents how many parts out of 10. Now this is something that I have not gone over formally with the kids in class yet, so if you guys have them working on their homework over the weekend, it is okay for them to skip question 4 for now. Question 5 goes along with question 4. The decimal number is 1 7 tenths, and we can write that in expanded notation like this. We look at the digit, we identify 1 as being in the ones place. So I have one group of 1s. I'm going to put my plus sign here, and now I'm going to look at my next digit, which is 7 tenths. The digit 7 is in the tenths place. So I'm going to write the digit 7 and multiply it by the decimal number that represents the tenths place. In this case, it's 0.1. Now mathematically, we say that as 0 and 1/10. So this right here is the expanded notation of 1 7 tenths, or 1.7.